Ariana Grande, The Tragedy of a Soul Contract. Ariana Grande is not simply a pop star. She is a case study, a cautionary tale of what happened when a soul stepped into agreement that looks gorgeous on the surface, but are written in ink no human eyes can read. When we look at her, we do not see a human being anymore. We see the reflection of a contract, the shape of a product, the projection of a machinery. What the public clap for, scream for, worship is not Ariana Grande. It is the mask placed over her essence, carefully molded to sell, to influence, to harvest attention. The tragedy lies in how this happened to so many in the entertainment industry. Yet with Grande, it is particularly striking. She was gifted, radiant, pure in the early stages. But the moment she stepped into the larger game, she entered into a soul contract. Each contracts are never written in words on paper. They are spiritual in nature. The bait is success, power, fame, beauty, amplified to mythic level. But the price is always the same. Authenticity is erased. The real self fade while the product takes center stage. The soul become entangled in an obligation it cannot easily escape. Grande's story is the anatomy of this process, the anatomy of this process. It is why her career glitter while her essence seems to dim. It is why she looks less like a singer and more like an icon project by a system that owns her. It is why her life is a tragic warning. This is not her. This is the product. Before the contract, Ari- Ariana was a child with a natural spark. Anyone watching her early Nickelodeon roles could see she had innocence, a joy, and performance that came from her own essence. She wanted to sing, to entertain, to shine in the way children naturally shine when they love something. At that stage, her energy was still her own. The voice was authentic. The movements were her own rhythm. But in that world, innocence is not protected, it is scorned. It is preyed upon. Those who spot talents like hers see it not as a gift to be nurtured, but a commodity to be shaped, molded, and sold. That early spark became her bait. It's what the machinery latched onto. She can be more. She can be massive. She can sell. What Ariana didn't know then was that being massive requires more than talent. It requires surrendering to the machinery that does not nurture souls, but consume them. The tragedy is that she never stood a chance. A child cannot understand what she was walking into. The contract was invisible, waiting. She stepped forward with trust, thinking she was chasing a dream. That dream would turn into a cage. The invitation always comes dressed as opportunity. For Ariana, it was a record deal, a management offers, open door in every direction. She had the chance to become not just a singer, but a phenomenon. And who at that age with that talent would say no? The machinery never present the real cost up front. Instead, it dazzled with glamour, awards, tours, luxury, adoration. It whispered, you'll be untouchable. You'll be immortalized. Everyone will know your name. This is how the soul is tempered, not with lies, but with with truth laced with admission. Yes, she would be famous. Yes, she would be adored. But the mission was that she would no longer belong to herself. Once she accepted the invitation, the condition began. Image consultant, handlers, producers, brand manager, each one reshaping her piece by piece, moving bits of authenticity, replacing them with marketable traits. By the time the world knew her name, Ariana Grande had already shifted from a person to a product. The bait worked, and as always, once taken, the contract locked into place. There is no pen, no physical paper. The signing happened in the spirit, a moment of consent, even if unconscious. Ariana gave the consent when she said yes to the system. That yes bind her to the clause unseen. The hidden clause is that you will perform what we tell you, when we tell you, how we tell you. Your face, your voice, your body. These no longer belong to you, but to the system. Your essence becomes collateral. From that point, every move forward was less about her own and more about contractual obligation. Appearances, songs, even relationship became scripted by the invisible contract dictating the trajectory of her life. While her fans think they were watching Ariana Grande, they are in fact watching the fine print unfold. She's an embodiment of clause that dictate her very existence. This is why she appeared hollow, tortured, burdened. Because on some level she know this is not her anymore. The transformation was gradual, but absolute. Her image became hyper stylish. The high ponytail, the oversized sweater, the aesthetic Brennan. These were not personal quirks, but deliberate construction. Every pop star has a look, but Ariana became more than a look, it became an armor. That armor is both protection and prison. It shield her from total collapse, but lock her into the role. What became as a girl with a voice became a symbol, an aesthetic, a product to be sold. Her humanity dissolved before the branding. We saw it in interviews and performance and the way her eyes sometimes seem to drift far away. That isn't boredom, it is disassociation. The soul steps back when it is forced to inhabit a persona that does not belong to it. Over time, the disassociation grows strong until what remains is an echo. This is the grande we see today, a product perfected by person fame. The authentic Ariana is buried beneath layers of projection. The more the system demands, the less room there is for the real self. The tragedy is not that she doesn't exist anymore, though soul never disappeared, but that she no longer stage to express herself freely. Everything is scripted, every word is monitored, every public appearance must serve the machinery. Even her supposed real moments are staged. Fans mistake these flash for authenticity, but they are simply carefully planted breaks in the mask. And inside, the authentic self cries out, but with every passing year, the voice becomes fainter. When the soul cannot speak through the body, torment begins. This is the torment we witness, the pain of living in a skin that no longer reflects the soul within. Grande's success is not hers alone. Belong. Behind her stands machinery, labels, corporation, media, conglomerates, investors. They are the true benefactors. For every dollar Ariana earned, they earn 10. For every ounce of energy she gives, they drain gallons. This is the machinery. This is the machinery designed to take raw, authentic talent, strip it of ownership, package it for maximum profit. The star become a puppet, the strings invisible but unbreakable. The more tortured the being, the more compelling the product. Pain, sell. Struggle, sell. Vulnerability, sell. Thus, Ariana Grande torment is monetized. The very thing breaking her soul is what makes her brand stronger. This is the cruelty of the contract. Your suffering becomes their revenue stream. When the fans scream for Ariana, they are screaming for the mass, not the person. Stardom is carefully designed illusion. Its product perfection, power, desirability. But behind it lies exhaustion, loneliness, torment. Grande wear the mask with skill. That's part of the contract. But no mask can hide spiritual pain forever. Cracks appear, the eyes betray truth, and those who look closely can see it. The hunted energy, the fading spark, the trapped soul behind the superstar. This is the true tragedy. Millions worship the mask while the real Ariana disappear in plain sight. The further Ariana advanced, the more hollow she became. Fame does not enrich the soul, it empties it. We began to see the signs for a smile, robotic interview, moments when her presence seemed miles away from the room she was sitting in. This hollowing is the soul way of coping. When the spirit cannot accept the contract, it retreats inward. The body moves, the mouth sings, but the mask smiles, but the essence has withdrawn. What remains is a vessel, function without joy. The tragedy is that fans often mistake this for aloofness or diva behavior. They don't see it for what it is, survival. The soul is under siege. The hollowing, it is the last defense. The more hollow she appears, the more tortured she truly is. The contract doesn't just demand work, it demands image. Ariana has been trapped in an aesthetic prison. The ponytail, the hyper feminine costume, the carefully curated persona that are not choice, they are requirement. The torture lies in repetition. Imagine having to play the same role every day without 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 diversion, without freedom. Over time, this becomes unbearable. Every new Photoshop, every stage appearance reinforces the same image. It is a psychological torture chamber disguised as glamour. What fancy is an icon style to Ariana, the chain of contracts. She cannot shed them without breaking the very structure of her career, and that is torment. No one gets out of such contract without paying a price. For Ariana, the price has been her spirit. While net worth climb, her spiritual balance sheet plummet. The trade-off is cruel. Material wealth in exchange for inner depletion. This is a tragedy of all soul contracts of this kind. The bargain always costs more than anticipated. Ariana wanted fame and success, but the hidden price was her essence, her freedom, her authenticity. She is living proof that the cost is not worth it. Her torment is not because she's weak or ungrateful, but because the soul knows it was never meant to live bound by such chain. Another clause in the contract is the internal demand for more hits, more tour, more visibility. The machinery is never satisfied. No matter how much Ariana gives, it is not enough. This creates a cycle of torment. She pushes herself to exhaustion, yet the bar always rises higher. She could sell out stadium and still be told she needs to do better next time. The hunger of the machinery is endless. She is the feast. The torment corrode the soul. The feeling of never being enough eats at the foundation of the identity until nothing remains but exhaustion. As the torment continued, Ariana identified identity dissolved. Who is she? A singer? A brand? A puppet? The more she performed the product, the less she remembered her true self. This is why she often looked like she's vanishing. Because the truth, because in the truth she is Ariana Grande. The world knows it's not Ariana Grande who once laughed as a child, who once loved music for joy. That area buried deep beneath layers of contractual obligation. The dissolving identity is the most visible symptom of a broken soul contract. The being disappear while the product remain. The cruelest part of the contract is that Ariana pain is not wasted, it is harvest. Her breakdown, her tragedy, her struggle become headline. While which feeds the media cycle, which feeds the machinery. The system thrives not only on her talent but on her torment. Every time she cracks, the world watches. Click, consume. Her suffering become profit. Thus the contract ensures she cannot escape. Even her cries for help are monetized. Even her wounds are turned into content. The system is vampiric. It's a vampiric, and Ariana is the host. Fans do not realize their role in this cycle. Every time they idolize the product, they strengthen the contract. Every ticket purchase, every screen, every social media obsession feed the machinery that binds Ariana. This does not mean fans are malicious. They are unaware. They believe they are supporting Ariana, but in reality, they are worshiping the mass. The real Ariana gets nothing from this worship. The machinery gets everything. Thus, the tragedy expands. Millions believe they love her, but what they love is the product. The real person remains unseen, unfed, unloved. And that's the tragic. It's hard to tell people that what you're seeing here is a product. She's a product. That the one with the ponytail, the clothes, the hyper feminine, that stuff right there, and then because I'm sure she's sick of playing this little dainty, little skinny, little lady singing with a little ponytail, hyper sexually. I'm sure she's sick of his same thing, same song, same routine. But that's a product. So people like da 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 da. It's the product. Everybody's dancing to the product. So Ariana, no one knows who this is. You know, she's on scene, she's unheard. No one knows her, no one knows her story, but the people that do like it, they love the product. It's hard to tell people it's the product. You're a fan of the product, not the individual. It is core. Ariana Grande is no longer treated as a human. She is a brand, a commodity, a marketing tool. Every part of her life is productized. Her fashion, her romance, her heartbreak. This is the ultimate dehumanization. A soul cannot thrive when reduced to a brand. Humans need freedom, spontaneity, authenticity. Ariana has none. Every move is calculated, every breath monitored, every word spent. This is why she looked tortured, because she is. The productization of human being is spiritual violence. Ariana is its prime example. The saddest part is that Ariana has tried to signal distress, the exhaustion, the emotional breakdown, the subtle admission and envy. These are silent cries, but they are drowned out by the realm of fear. She disappeared in plain sight. The world watches her fade, but they interpret it as drama, diva antic, or personal weakness. They do not see the deeper truth. This is a soul suffocating under a contract. Her cries are not just hers. It is the cry of every being who has ever been swallowed by the system. Ariana Grande is not just a tragic figure. She is a warning. She shows us what happened when the soul bargained with forces that promise glamour but demand essence. Her story tells us this is why you don't do it. This is why you do not chase fame at all costs. This is why you guard your authenticity with your life. Because once you sign, once you consent, the price is more than you can pay. Grande is proof, a superstar on the outside, a tortured being on the inside. Can she escape? In theory, yes. In practice, it is almost impossible. The machinery does not release its product willingly. Walking away would mean losing everything: career, wealth, repetition. But even deeper, escaping required breaking a spiritual contract that demand immense inner strength, spiritual work, often complete withdrawal from the world that binds her. Few manage it. Many try and fail. For Ariana, the question remains, does she have strength to walk away, or will she fade into the machine until nothing of her is left? In the end, Ariana Grande's story is not about musical fame. It is about contract, the invisible agreement soul contracts make when tempered by glamour. She is a tragic embodiment of the bargain. More than she bargained for, less than she deserved. A tortured torment being packaged as a product. This is why you don't do it. Because what you gain is fame, you lose in essence. What you gain wealth, you pay for with torment. What you think will make you shine only makes you disappear. Ariana Grande is the one written in human form. Never sign what costs your soul. So, and I also wanted to do this too. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principality, against power, against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. This can be found in Ephesians 6:12. And it is true. We live in a world that is inundated with this. This young lady clearly is under a soul contract. You can see it because she was thin to begin with, and it looked like she's virtually disappearing. And so it seems like it is consuming her. So she's definitely being consumed, or they're giving her something to keep her hyper thin, or it could be a whole host of things, but she's definitely not in control. So she basically 100% is a product. She is contractually obligated to do exactly what they tell her to do. That's the very unfortunate part about this. This is why people need to be warned about these souls contracts. All this glitter is not gold, people. It's not. What you guys are watching are contracts, soul contracts, man. It's spiritual. These people have bargained. Imagine this in this one lifetime. You decided that you want all the material wealth that you can have. You want to live high off the horse. For what? For you to give something that is so precious to you, the essence of who you are, that once you pass away, this is going to go into the infernal world, the underworld, and you don't know how long it's going to be there. And then sometimes these souls go to different dimensions, because she's not going to be reincarnated here. She's going to be reincarnated, most likely since it's Hollywood. Then that means she's going to be reincarnated in the infernal realm. I mean, this is just malarkiness. And then she had a kid. Her kid, the first one, be obligated to continue. And we're seeing all these first generation obligated to continue. People don't quite know what they're saying. I'm like, that's a contract. You do know the parent was in a contract, and in these contracts, it says that your firstborn is obligated to continue to carry the torch. And people don't realize they seen this. This is why you see these poor kids of their mom and dad barely can talk and write. They push them out there. They already productized them. I mean, it's a sick, grotesque system. That whole soul contract for fame becoming a product. Moral of the story: don't do it, people. Don't do it. All of that is like glitter and gold. What does it profit someone to gain the whole world and lose your soul? It profits you nothing. And what we've seen is a bunch of broken vessels. Bunch of broken vessels. My name is Manishka Jessica, host of Lucal T Podcast. Thank you. Please subscribe. Please like. Please comment. And moral of the story: don't do it, people. Don't do it. It ain't worth it. Believe it. You're good. You're good. You don't need to do that. We got enough example why we don't need to do that. Shit, you don't need to do it. You got enough example piece running around here. These people are tortured. They're tormented. Who the hell want that? What's the purpose of the side of money when you tortured and tormented? You can't even enjoy the damn thing. They pretty much running you like you're a damn horse. You all over the damn place. And all everybody stay. Do you really sleep in your house? Do you even know who you are? Do you know if you're coming and going? What is it they want you to do? Next hour they might want you to jump on 1 feet and bark. No, no, no. You don't want to do that. You guys, you good. You good. Everything that glitter is not gold. Thank you. Please like and subscribe. Bye.